Welcome to Low Tide Barbecue. I'm Harrison. Today we're spatchcocking and smoking a turkey.
I picked out the smallest turkey I could find, which was around 8.5 pounds, because I was just feeding my family of 4 and I didn't want a whole lot of leftovers. Once you have it patted dry, to spatchcock, you just want to trace the edge of the backbone on both sides with your knife, giving you a little outline for when you come back with the scissors. The reason for spatchcocking a turkey or chicken or any bird like that is to flatten it so it cooks more evenly. That way your thighs finish at the same time that your breasts do, and your breasts don't end up being really dry. Once you have that line, you want to come back through with a pair of kitchen shears. In the middle, you're going to hit some ribs, so you may need to come back with the knife to break through those ribs a little bit, but your main objective here is to get the backbone removed from the turkey. I have never spatchcocked a turkey, or a chicken for that matter. This is the first turkey that I have done, so it's kind of a learning experience. But here I come back with a knife just to finish off getting that backbone removed. Once you have the backbone removed, just flip the turkey back over, act like a chiropractor, and push it flat. Once I had the turkey flat, I used my hand to separate the skin from the meat. That way I could come back in with a compound butter right before going on the smoker. I chose to dry brine with Lowry's seasoning salt. You can use regular salt. The dry brine over a wet brine is going to give you a much crispier skin. You cover the turkey in the salt and then leave it in the fridge overnight, or at least 6 to 12 hours. And that's going to draw the moisture out of the skin, give you a crispier skin. And now it's into the fridge overnight. I made the compound butter with rosemary from the yard, sage, thyme, a poultry seasoning, and a little bit of salt. You want to get that underneath the skin everywhere you can, as spread out and even as possible. It's going to keep moisture in the turkey and impart the flavors of those seasonings. Not on video, but after the compound butter, I came back with some olive oil, rubbed that on the turkey, and then added a little bit more of the poultry seasoning as well as some black pepper. And then onto the smoker at 275. You want to put the dark meat towards the firebox. It's going to cook slower than the white meat, and you don't want to have the white meat dry out while you try and get the dark meat up to temperature. You come back in about an hour. Color is looking really good. I did have this probe in the wrong spot. I had it in the leg. It needed to be in the thigh. The leg at this point was right around 130 degrees. Breast was 101, and the thigh was around 115.
Turkey's been on for about 2 hours now. Temps are at, breast is at 133, thighs at 137. Let's take a look, see how it looks.
At this point, the skin was drying out pretty nicely, but it still had some give, so I knew there was moisture down in there. And it was shortly after this point that I kind of hit the stall.
So we've been on for about 3 hours now. I was thinking 20 minutes per pound. It's looking like it's going to be closer to 30 minutes a pound. Breast is at 150, thighs at 145. Let's take a look.
I wanted to get a few more readings. The breasts were sitting right around 146. Both thighs were in the 152 to 153 range. This was the point where I started to get past the stall, but it still took about another hour to finish.
Right at 4 hours, we got 168 on the breast, 157 on thigh, but let's take a couple more readings, see what we got. Now at this point, the breasts were right around 168. The thighs were right at 160. I probably could have pulled it off here, but I kept it on for just a few more minutes just to be safe and then pulled it off to rest. And here is the finished turkey. Nice color, good crispy skin, kept a lot of the moisture. I let it rest for around 10 to 15 minutes. Could have gone longer, but I had hungry kids to feed. I'm also not the best carver in the world, but it did the job and ate just fine. For the taste test, how does it taste? Actually kept a lot of moisture. Good flavor from the compound butter. Lauren, you want to taste? All right. You don't have to get on camera, but take a taste. Let the people know how it is.
That's really good.
Is it good?
It's great.
Perfect. So my takeaways, I need to do a better job with carving, but overall the turkey turned out really good. It was around an 8.5 pound turkey, probably closer to 8 once it was spatchcocked. It took around 30 minutes a pound on the smoker, so right at 4 hours when it got to temperature. I let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. It probably could have gone longer. Turkey was nice and moist, had great flavor from the compound butter. Overall, it was a win. I was only feeding 4 people, but overall, everybody liked the turkey. It was a win for me. Things I can improve on for sure, but for a first turkey, I'll take it.